It's the E-Commerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts, Bart Mraz and John Suter. The E-Commerce Minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. It's E-Commerce Minute, episode 213.
In today's episode, Snapchat's new shoppable lenses.
Snapchat is rolling out shoppable lenses called Shoppable AR. Snapchat's new Shoppable AR takes sponsored lenses one step further and allows businesses to sell products directly from a Snapchat filter. The new offering builds on the sponsored lenses service introduced in 2015, which let advertisers create branded filters, bringing product placements to selfies. Now advertisers can close the loop and make a direct sale within Snapchat via the new lenses. Shoppable AR lets the advertiser place an actionable button right on the lens where they can learn more about the product or make a purchase. Other options for the button include a link to install an app or view a long-form video. All of this occurs right within the Snapchat platform. Like other filters, the shoppable AR options can be used simply to send a snap to friends. The link isn't saved inside any images snapped with the filter. The feature is rolling out with a quartet of media partners to start. One of the first lenses to roll out is a Clairol Color Crave filter that turns your hair different colors. Tapping on the Shop Now button takes Snapchatters to a Target page to buy the hair color. Adidas is also on board promoting their Derupt running shoes, and there's an AR Candy Crush game and a promotion for Amy Schumer's new comedy, I Feel Pretty. And the good news for advertisers is there's no price increase, so the additional features make it a no-brainer for advertisers already on board. Snap reports that 70 million users engage with lenses each day, with an average of 3 minutes of playtime each, according to the company. Branded lenses in particular perform well too, with users voluntarily playing with them on an average of 10 to 15 seconds. The company also recently rolled out updates to Lens Studio, which lets users create their own AR lenses for the platform. Snapchat, selling stuff.
Selling stuff all the time.
Selling stuff all the time.
Oh, it's about
Snapping
time.
and selling. You can use that.
Snap and selling?
Snapping and selling.
And sell. Snap and sell. I'm just kidding. Well, this is about to come. I mean, they have to monetize it somehow.
Yeah. I mean, they keep saying they're a camera company, and they just rolled out those stupid spectacles again. Take two.
Hey, they're supposed to be better.
They're still dopey looking, and who the? I'm sorry, I'm not that target demographic. I understand, but
hey, listen, neither am I, so no worries.
So when you click on the links, it opens in a browser without leaving the Snapchat app, which is good. Keeps them in the ecosystem, but there is no Snapchat. But there's. Let me try that again. The links open up a browser without leaving the Snapchat app, but there's no checkout, according to Adweek. But advertisers can allow buyers to log into an existing account for the purchase or to enable features like Apple Pay. So that's good. That's good. So you can,
yeah, I mean, it's no checkout for the moment. I mean,
for the moment, right? I mean, and do you think it's because of the platform, and they just have to incorporate some?
Yeah, I mean, if you kind of, they probably will do it like Instagram does it when you click on the link, it just pops up like they're in browser type thing. I mean, obviously it's about security and how it plays it, but you can embed the checkout just fine in there. So there's definitely ways to do it. Unless they just don't, unless it's easier for them to, not easier, but if it makes more sense for them to take them to the actual brand's website, which is probably the thing they want to do anyway, because they pay marketing dollars to take them to the site, blah, 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 blah. All of that
right. Stuff. Yeah, good point. So where do you think this is going?
This is going to show up everywhere. I mean, AR is, VR is way, way off, but AR is showing up everywhere now, which is great. I think this is, it's going to be interesting when these guys combine that with the spectacles that you hate right now.
Well, okay. That's a valid point there. And perhaps if they weren't so completely ugly and, had more utility than just, hey, look at me. I'm
right. I mean, this is their start, but imagine having an looking glasses where they do record it, but also turn on the filters, the real-time filters, all the AR stuff. I think that's the next sort of play for them, right?
Yeah. They just acquired a company called Play Canvas, which has an open source 3D engine that does VR and AR solutions. So that seems like where their focus is going to be more on AR and VR, and it makes sense because, as you said, the dopey glasses.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, we've played with Snapchat for so long, and it's funny, right? A lot of the filters they have is really fun, but imagine having them on in the glasses itself.
Right, right.
I mean,
So
make your life easier. You don't have to yell at kids to get off your lawn.
so I think what we're eventually going to see, and I know there's some buzz coming out with Apple in the last week about the AR and VR stuff that they're working on. I think we saw Google Glass, and that was probably
Too
an
early, but
idea that
good
was
example.
right. It's too early and too weird. I don't think people were ready for it. But I think as AR and VR become more mainstream, people now, people who didn't know what those four letters meant now know what that means, and
Yeah.
now that
I
Facebook's
mean,
into it, and where I'm leading you to is when Facebook's going to come along and just copy this. And that's the worry of any tech company now, but
yeah.
especially in this space, because that's Facebook's putting a lot of time, effort, and cashola into this.
Right. I mean, take these glasses, right? These guys have the glasses that they put out. Imagine putting AR into it and then going to a baseball game.
Right. Yeah, that's totally, and that's like the perfect scenario for something like that, where you have the glasses and you can look at the stats, and as you're looking at the stats, these stats brought to you by Hearst Potato Chips.
Oh,
It's the
whatever that is,
perfect
right? I mean,
whatever.
that's the stats, right? You can do that kind of on the phone now. I think. I think baseball's starting to do those kind of things. But imagine having those things. You have the filters. You can snap it. You're there. Like all those things are starting to happen. And like Google Glass was just way too early, too goofy looking. It was too
Yeah, it
futuristic,
was too
right?
goofy. And to your point, where you can use the phone, a lot of people will do that, but you can't. I know myself, I wouldn't want to watch a whole baseball game while holding up a phone. I mean, there's enough people holding up phones as there is. But once it becomes something where it's a comfortable device that doesn't look goofy,
Mhm.
then you're going to see this thing like go. It's going to
I
take
would.
off.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I would use those glasses to go baseball game and have the stats
Absolutely.
going on. Like that'd be fun, you know.
Absolutely, it would be fun. And you can always be like, you're like like baseball Pokemon. You can find Easter eggs. You can look for different things in the stadium. A sporting event is something that's totally built for something like AR like that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Awesome. Well, we're getting a little off tangent, but that's Snapchat. And let's see, we got anything else to add to that?
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, that's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe, or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion, or just want to say hi, find us on social media at Sumo Heavy.